Hello, everybody. I am the Lord of the Zombies speaking. And before we begin the video, I want to say before we start talking, by the way, is that guess what? It was a tie game 24 to 24. That's right. The plants and zombies were at a tie with 24 to 24. And I'm referring to Miami Dolphins versus Chicago Bears, which, by the way, they both scored a fat 24. I'm like, really? How did they even got a 24? At this point, I was going to really say how crazy that was going to be. So, no idea, man. Just seriously, again, no idea. So I probably would have said they would have done something differently, but I guess we're experiencing that in history. But damn, I guess we're expecting that already. Which I think that's been the first time I had never even seen a tie. Which should have not been a tie, but I guess we might accept that anyways, just to have that accepted. So that's just what I would also briefly say too. Since, by the way, I can't probably get the plants or the zombies' reactions about like they scored for a 24 in NFL exactly, which was just my Miami Dolphins versus Chicago Bears, which I think that probably would have been a very little bit of a longer reaction of a debate between that going on in a parody, but I can't probably insist that, which that probably would be a long video to make. Which, trust me, I don't want to be a one who makes long videos because I can't probably do it without the plush characters, exactly without making the plush content with them, which that probably would be instantly a bit fair. But unfortunately, I guess that's probably what happens when they're pretty much in a storage bin right now, which I can't probably physically use them. If I was going to use it, that's probably what I'll be saving for a different debate. But I guess not. I guess completely not. Absolutely, completely not. So, again, it's not my fault. Trust me, it really isn't my fault. I probably am saying again, it really isn't my fault. So let's just get to another point of a topic here that I was also wanting to talk about here exactly for what was really going on in the 13th. So, by the way, if some of you guys have paid attention to the last video, which I actually simply would have pretty much would have say I would have paid attention, which I think to believe that I probably would have say I would keep my eyes on the watch exactly, but at least I probably will be thanking for some people to watch the video at least, which I probably appreciate it either. So, yeah. So, here's what I'm going to say about the cinch that I probably will be talking about through anyway. So, the 13th, huh? The 13th, of August. Well, just to tell you a bit of the breaking news that guess what? That their AI didn't do anything, which I mean, we're safe, completely safe. And I'm like, damn, we actually are safe. Like, it didn't infect anybody's channels. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, that's sincerely crazy, which I know they wasn't going to do anything, and I knew it was going to be a fake, which I seriously would say it's completely fake, which I think that probably was staged for some reason, which I know the AI still rolled in, and I know it still continues to roam or do whatever that's doing. But like I said, we're at least safe for a second chance anyway, because I mean, we all deserve second chances to continue on by to make content, which that's probably what I would say. And the community of Plants vs. Zombies community, and pretty much my P vs. Z community. But, anyway, that's just what I want to probably talk about here, that we are definitely safe. Like, 60 to 70% safe, which we probably would and may not know what's going to go really happening again, but who really knows, mate? Who really bloody knows? But for example, I'll tell you this exactly and tell you guys what exactly. That, by the way, I probably will say this, that I'll make videos for like 1 or 2 days exactly whenever I get to make something. And if I don't feel like making videos, then hey, I don't have to make videos, but I'll still at least make videos for 1 or 2 days, or like maybe next week or whatever, maybe next month or something. But it's like if I ever think about it, or it's like if I ever do anything, by the way, by any chance, but whatever. So here's what I'm going to say right now, just to make things a little bit short and a little something to say exactly, is that there is a thing that will be another task that for some people that might probably have to do the task exactly, which it's about going to the change.org, by the way.com, if you have actually heard of it before, which I think some people actually know about it. But when it's like new people that don't know about it, then it's some kind of thing you might have to like pretty much like put money and send donations or something, just like donate like for the goal exactly. Of course, just like donate, which I think that's probably the thing. But if I were myself right now, I probably would say is just go through the pretty much the change.org.com thing and just go to the search bar by saying is like hashtag save YouTube, and then in this case hashtag ban AI, which that's probably the point of that too. But here's how the petition, here's how this whole thing's going to work with most of anybody, which I think we probably all have to do that exactly in order for YouTube to have the AI close exactly and have it poofed from existence away. Which, like I said, I know they're not going to do that, but most people might have to try anyways to get that gone exactly before it still continues to still keep on going at it, to still keep making it still worse while it still exactly stays there for a while. But that's just another point and thing that I probably would say anyway, which I probably won't say for long as enough, which I probably am just saying I won't say most of them as far as enough. But the only thing I can say right now is at least I'm happy to make content again of my sixth channel that'll at least to make content. But this is just for a message for some people to do the next thing that probably would happen. And oh yeah, I did expect it to things that might happen in the long bad thing that might come up with YouTube exactly if they don't probably actually insist having it removed, which I know it's gonna sound a little pretty bit odd at this point, but there is going to be something that's going to go on with like some kind of protest that will go on with them exactly for how long it's going to be for an ongoing protest, for how long it's going to take, as long as people go onto the website of change.org.com just to pretty much send the money all the way into every single one of the thing just to say on the search bar, exactly on the search on the website, and just save the website of YouTube again and make a difference and completely save the website again and have it finally saved once again and once more. Which, by the way, I probably would be surprised if that would happen, but unfortunately, we just got to see where this goes. It depends by many people that actually does participate in it exactly just to like save the website again and have the AI alternatively gone forever. So that's probably the point of it too. But this is just a little bit important for some people. Basically, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be medium, and it has to be a little bit small too, which I could be both on small or medium. But the important thing is we all need to save the website, and even in order that we might have to still continue making YouTube videos, which trust me, everyone cares about making YouTube videos for a living and most other things as a hobby, which that's probably true and still true. But the first part, I'll take the word back anyway, that it remains a bit less true. Exactly that, it's more likely somewhat of a hobby, I can say, of course, but we need to pretty much do this in order to pretty much save the website, as I can say this right now, that hopefully for some people to do that, and that would be actually amazing. So, anyway, that's all I probably would say. And of course, that's, well, I did heard about like when the protesters thing's going to go on, which I say again, it's going to be more of a later on than besides now, which I'm talking about later that actually happens. But again, we may never know, but we'll just find out at some point, we'll just see. So that's just what I'm going to say, and that's just what I want to point out. Which, like I said, if YouTube, by the way, would rather be a bit more careful to think what they're supposed to think some point, which I know sometimes they don't care. But like I said, it's just another reminder exactly for when it happens, when it doesn't listen to the people, the users, which I should say meant to say the quote exactly by saying is like people slash users. That's what I meant to say. Pardon my language and sorry for the preference, but meant to say that too. But all I'm saying is, when it happens like that, then you probably would want to know why they're not going to like that, and they're going to probably get more pissed. Which, like I said, I probably would agree with lots of people that I agree with that. So that's all I'm saying is that exactly that, pretty much. So, like I said, we're pretty safe, and it's pretty much pretty good so far. That good thing is that it just did nothing, and good thing it didn't like affect any of my separate channels, or pretty much at this point that they're staying good like always. And I'm probably saying this that thank God, which I'm like thank freaking God exactly. And also to tell you guys the real truth, by the way, that I'm pretty much a medium YouTuber when it comes to like making content. Exactly, whenever I started making videos, my first channel, like trust me, my channels and my separates are medium, the medium average medium YouTuber. That I'm literally a medium YouTuber, not small. You know what I mean? Some channels of mine could be small, but like I said, at least they'll grow some of them to be medium. But that's not the point. But what I'm saying is, at least I'm probably saying that I'm more like a medium average YouTuber. Basically, that's what I'm talking about, and that's all I'm saying. You know, when it comes to my defense, exactly for some people who kind of simply don't know exactly for what I'm referring to, that yes, that I'm a medium average YouTuber that continues making amazing content to make everybody laugh, make everyone enjoy themselves, and have feel welcome exactly while doing entertaining, which trust me, I've been more of an entertainer throughout my life, the whole way and around the road. I've always been more of an entertainer that I've always been simply been doing the whole time is being an entertainer, and that's all I'm saying, and that's just that. So that's just all I want to say. And yeah, by the way, I don't know how the protest thing's going to go on exactly with the ongoing thing with the protest. Which, by the way, it depends for more people to actually just go onto the change.org.com thing and save the website. That's pretty much when that thing's going to continue on and on. But if I were myself right now, I probably would go on there and do that quickly as possible, even if it has to unite with everyone to participate in this, which we all have to, pretty much in order to make this as a difference, to save pretty much YouTube without it actually being shut down or being plugged away, which that's probably going to be another problem. So hopefully, like I said, we're just going to find out and see how this is going to play out. And like I said, I'm at least going to be careful with my words anyway when it comes to myself, since you know, I've always will come out to say that I'll always be careful with some parts of my words anyway to begin with, but at least I'm just going a little bit medium lighted. Exactly, just for medium light for a bit. But that's all I'm saying. And the second thing I probably will say too, exactly that yeah, the second thing that might happen with YouTube is that if it continues on with the update, if it still continues existing, then they're gonna probably be hit with a pretty much of a lawsuit that might happen, which it could happen, which I'm not saying it could happen now, but it might happen in a later on thing, as I just said in the first part, exactly with the protest that could either lead two choices for two different paths that might go on, exactly which, all I'm saying is that it won't look good from neither side anyway. What happens with when YouTube just like physically just refuses to not pretty much have like the AI reversed, or pretty much in this case, it could be reversed by September 4th, which that's all I'm thinking about, which I'm not sure if it would be true or not so much. But this is just me talking about it could be at a medium slow way at the middle, by saying where it's going to meet at the middle, by saying is like however it's going to do that. So I probably would say we'll see where this goes and see where this happens and just find out to see how this is going to go and for whatever it's going to be. But, that's all I'm going to say right now, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so if I were myself, by the way, that's all I would probably just say to the point of it. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here, folks. And just as in for the fact, by the way, that I'll actually will continue making videos like 1 day, 2 days of making videos, or whatever I'm gonna be doing. It's either gonna be next week or next month, or whatever that I'm gonna be making videos, which will probably either still be reaction videos at this point, which, by the way, that's probably what I can do for now for the choice of it. But at least this is just a thing I actually want to talk about with some people that, by the way, the good thing is I'll still make content, which I'll still actually say it's a good thing. I'm still going to make content on this channel, which, even though, like I said, I'm still going to be on a break or pretty much have to do with life things anyway, just have to do with, like, I don't know, life choices or what, like, life stuff I have to do anyway, since that probably will be the time being of it. But, as and without further ado, without that being said, y'all, that I'm the Lord of the Zombies speaking. And thank you guys for taking the time to take care of watching this video. And like I said, if I were myself, just follow the basics and guidances exactly to know how this is going to go on. But just remember the things I briefly mentioned and said, by the way, is go to the change.org, and it will help, by the way, for the better to make a difference 100% for real. So if I were myself, go ahead and do that. Like, it's fine if people do have money or don't have money at all, which, like I said, it's just for the cause of saving YouTube, exactly for the same way I can say it. But that's fine. I mean, it's fine either way where this goes, but whatever, it's going to pay on and go on with it, but that's fine. So, anyways, I'm the Lord of the Zombies speaking, and I probably won't be talking for another second or another minute of this video, which I might be getting off for right now. So, anyways, hope you guys understood and hope you guys understand what I was talking about. And yes, good thing is I will finally get to make videos again. Whenever I will be off the break until the update is reversed back with the way it was exactly and have it pretty much poofed away and dissolved, which means it will finally be freely done exactly and finally have it when it's done. So hopefully the AI will be turned off, which I hope it could be, which I'm not saying it could happen now, but I'm just saying it might be on the later on until YouTube automatically decides to, like, think of a way and just says, like, you know what, maybe this was a better idea, this wasn't a good idea, maybe we just might turn it off, which that's what I was referring to as only about AI. That's just it. So that's what I was saying, but not to make that backwards or backworded or something. But you know me what I'm talking about here. But anyways, without further ado, without that being said, is hope you guys enjoyed this video. And like always and likewise, is please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe to the bell to be notified. That'll be again totally appreciate it, and that would be absolutely amazing. So, without further ado, take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys again next time. So, for right now, I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll pretty much catch you guys next time, and definitely see you in the next video. Anyways, the Lord of the Zombie speaking. I'll see you guys thoroughly enough, absolutely, and I mean sincerely, absolutely, in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. And also, by the way, what would be your guys' reactions to pretty much what happened with a tie between Dolphins versus Bears of Miami versus Chicago? I'm like, that's crazy. They tied for 24. Like, no jack squat shit, man. For literally a tie for 24. Like, literally for 24. Like, Jesus, they literally tied for a dang 24, and we all can expect that happening again. And I'm like, damn, guess that really is possible to have a considered tie, but yikes. I guess that's probably impossible to have that tie, though, but whatever, I guess. Whatever, man. So, anyways, that's probably what we might be expecting in history for whatever that's going to go on, but anyways, without further ado, thank you guys again for watching, and like always, is please be sure to give this video a like and comment, subscribe to the bell, be notified, and if you're definitely new to this channel, go ahead and definitely subscribe to the channel, so that way you guys, again, will not miss a single dang video that comes on this channel. And without further ado, I'll see you guys absolutely for the next video. The Lord of the Zombie speaking is signing on out. Later, and see ya absolutely for the next video. Signing on out. Bye bye, everyone. See you next time.